It's your girl Bob the Healer. I'm back with another live reading. Today we are talking about the future of fashion, darling. Okay, what is getting fashion going in the future timelines? How can we prepare our closets, our spirits to align with the future timeline? If you're new around here, make sure you are subscribed and you share. Okay, but first, let's get into some things, darling. Let's get into some things. If you haven't signed up, there's a link in my bio to join my newsletter. In that newsletter, you get access to exclusive content. You get access to the Healer Heart Collective space. And I've got some really, really, really important things in store for you guys. So I hope you're ready. Okay, I hope you're ready. I hope you're excited, like I am. So plug in, press play, click the link in my bio, and sign up for that newsletter. You don't want to miss, all right? And if you're new here, like I said, subscribe, baby, baby. Subscribe, baby, baby. Subscribe, baby, baby. Okay? I have over 10 years experience in fashion, styling. Okay, I've done music videos, I've done personal one-on-one consultations for many years. Okay, I have done wardrobe consulting, I have styled executives for events and all the things. Okay, I have been a personal brand stylist. I have worked for one of the biggest lifestyle brand companies there is and still is, on Rodeo. Not, I didn't work on Rodeo, but that currently is still a fashion company on Rodeo. I won't mention them, but I had experience, and if you know me, you know what I'm talking about. I've worked for that brand. I've worked in the fashion industry, makeup, beauty industry for many, many years. And I have used that along with my expertise in spiritual healing for the last 6 years to guide my clients spiritually on how to align with their own flow, how to align with their own Venusian energy, their own Mars energy. And what does that mean, Bob the Healer? Hi, baby. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. You can serve me by clicking the link in my bio, signing up for a reading if you really, really want to transform your life. Okay, don't play games, darling. Don't play games, the queen. And if you're new here, make sure you are subscribed. Okay. So, like I was saying, I use your Venus, your Mars to help style you, to help give you balance in both your feminine energy and your masculine energy. Thank you, baby. Also, I talk about my hair care routine and all the things. So, make sure you are subscribed so you can get exclusive access to that content. Can I let you guys know something? Spirit is taking this community to the next level. Yes, we are truly blessed. And I don't want you to miss out on those blessings. So make sure you are subscribed, guys. I have so much in store, and I can't really talk about it right now until we get into the new year things. But if you want to know what's going on, subscribe. All right, so fashion, back to a fashion oracle. So, what does it mean to have a fashion oracle? To get a reading on your personal style. Okay, so we bring a little bit of the fashion, we bring a little of the spirituality, we blend it together. Colors are a phenomenal way to channel a higher vibration or frequency, to heal yourself, and to align with either your feminine energy or your masculine energy, okay? And even your personality, your sun sign and your moon, all the things. But today we are going to use oracle cards to channel the collective message. All right, thank you guys for subscribing. I love the love and support. I really wanted to talk about that too and be real with you guys. Can I get real? Can we get real in here? I have been on this platform since 2023. Okay? And I was just looking over my analytics and I'm like, wow, I have over 50,000 views on my YouTube channel. And I'm very grateful. I want to start off that. Thank you guys for supporting me and continuously showing up, even when I have random lives like this. To every zodiac reading, and just tuning in, taking notes, and paying attention. However, I'm like, I have 50,000 plus views, but only 400 subscribers. Make it make sense. Can we get into some things? Because even though this is a spiritual vortex, okay, social media is not a real place. It is a center of energy, and it's a portal, right? You can still give and take on here. And a lot of y'all is some brokies. You got broke energy. You just want to take and take and take and take and take and take. And you never want to give. You know I'm talking to you. You know I'm talking to you. You always hopping on the lives. You want to pay attention. You taking notes. I see you. I'll be knowing. And then you hop off the live. You don't subscribe. You don't share. And all of these things. Yeah, baby. All of these things that you are just stealing is vibrationally aligning you with other thieves. Okay, with other people who are going to steal from you. Just saying. So be careful what you put out there. Be careful how you show up on these platforms. And you take and you take and you take. Okay, it costs you nothing to just share. Don't be a hater. Okay, like I said, I have 50,000 views. So 50,000 people possibly, maybe we'll say even 10,000 of those people are just people and they watched. Okay. And only 400 people subscribe. Haters. So I just want to say, if you are one of those haters and you're tuning in, Spirit has a job for you. Spirit has a job for everybody. And so pretty soon you'll see what I mean. But for those of you who are loyal, you're supportive, you're signing up, you're booking readings, okay? Because here's the thing. You cannot get your life transformed off of a YouTube reading. You can get a little bit of access, you can get a little bit of tea, you can get a little insight, but baby, I'm giving you a collective reading. So some of you guys are not really taking advantage of this platform. Thank you, baby, for your support. Thank you. You're not taking advantage of my advice and my wisdom, and that sucks because I am not aligned vibrationally with brokies, with broke energy, with people who want to take. I don't do that in real life, and I don't do that on social media. So here I am giving you guys amazing content, and here you are not subscribing. And here I am, time after time. Like I said, since 2023, I've been giving y'all everything you need. And thank you, baby. You're so tea. And here you are not subscribing. Yeah. So we don't do haters in the Heal a Heart community. We do love, we do support, we do equal give and take. Okay? We show up and we support, darling. We're not haters. We're not sipping on that haterade, darling. No. So I just want to make a PSA on that I'm tuned in. I see you guys. I see you guys are stealing my content. You're not sharing it with your community. You're being a hater. So in the future timelines, God's got something for that. I just love being spiritually protected. And moving forward, my readings are going to start to shift on this platform. I'm not going to be giving um, astrology type readings. We're going to be switching it up. We're going to be doing more collective readings. We're going to be doing more readings that are in alignment with what I want to do. I want to have fun. Because I've just been giving and giving and giving on this platform, and y'all just been taking and taking and taking. Okay, and the numbers is not adding up, honey. I said the numbers is not adding up, darling. The numbers is not adding up. And personally, y'all are making a killing off my gifts. So we're gonna shift that up. And for the people who are really, this is what it's really about, right? This is why I'm really on this platform. There's people on this live that are gonna watch this live, that are invited to the conversation, that are real spiritualists, that really want to know how to transform their lives. And those people are going to start subscribing to my newsletter. Those people are going to get exclusive access to my Gumroad account. And they're going to get a library of information that is highly premium. Okay? It's going to be protected behind a wall. You're going to get exclusive access to those lives. Okay? Spirit is giving y'all the tea right now. Right now, baby. And, stay tuned. Who's still rocking with me? Okay, so now that we've got some haters out of the room and the people watching in the background who want to know what I'm doing, we can get really into the readings. Some of y'all don't really know I'm psychic, and I can feel energy, and I can feel when people are spying on me. I can feel when people are all in my business and they shouldn't be, and that's okay. We just got to give those people their time. Because I'm teaching you guys how to protect your craft. I'm teaching you how to have intention behind what it is you do, and don't let people play with you. I put too much into the integrity in the work that I do, and the energy. Okay. Earlier today, I took a wonderful trip to a local little shop. It's so freaking cute, and if you're in LA, you should totally check them out. Why is it now? Y'all see that? Hmm. What a lie. Okay. Oh, whatever. Turn her down. Hi, we're nice and bright, nice and bright. Okay, so like I was saying, I went to this cute little shop that I had seen on TikTok or something like that because I wanted to explore my little neighborhood, and I ended up cooking up some goodies. Let me show you guys. So shout out to Leanne Lynn at Wonderland. Okay, she is an amazing owner. She has a cute little gift shop and art gallery. It features local artists. So if you are a local artist and you are into doing, featuring your art there, check her out. She is amazing. I spent some time talking with her. She also features some eclectic different gifts, and I love a good shop like that. So I took my cute little self there, and I was led intuitively to this candle. And guys, I'm from Portland. The creator of this candle is from Portland. Her name is Rachel Byer. This is a small batch candle. It's intention. Look at this. There's art on it. I just love how the owner curates her stuff. Very artistic, very Venezuelan. Once again, shout out to her. I told her I would feature her. Take a look at this candle, guys. And we are going to do a little candle ritual for our reading today. These also have crystals in them. Oh, it smells so good. So before our reading today, we are going to light this candle, set your intention. This is a energy cleanse candle. And so my intention is to cleanse out all the haters that have been stealing and taking from my readings without giving back. And if that's you, this might be your last time watching. Yes, and I want to just attract and pull in the abundance of followers that really, really are excited to transform their life through spiritual work, through fashion, through art. Okay, and I'm ready to take it up a notch, baby. I'm ready to see more capabilities in our community. And if you're excited for that, make sure you are subscribed, okay? So we're speaking good intentions into our candle. And amen, ashe, and so it is. Lord, we bless it. Okay, so I'm going to set my candle here, nice, beautifully on my desk. And let's get started with our oracle reading. All right. So, bottom of the deck, we have Mary Kwan. Now, first things first, that Spirit wants me to talk about is we are moving into post-apocalyptic fashion. That is going to be a major theme that we are walking into, where we will see more battle clothing. We will see more avant-garde fashion that is mimicking the timeline that we currently are in, right? So as you can tell, there's a lot going on in the news. Bobby Hiller predicted. And if you've been a part of the Hiller community, you're very much aware what's happening is nothing new. Hi, baby. Make sure you are subscribed. But what we are going into is a time where fashion is going to be a way to make a statement about your political views. Yes, it's always been like that, Bob. But now more than ever, fashion houses are going to be doing that. Okay, so we can see Louis Vuitton doing this. We're going to see Gucci doing this, Dolce & Gabbana. These are going to be individuals who are going to be utilizing the historical scene of like battle clothing. So there was a huge shift in, I want to say, like the 40s and the 70s when wars were going around those times, where women were wearing more, what do you call it? Militant clothing. Okay, I'm seeing these like sharp lines and edges. Look at that. Those sharp lines and edges for shoulder pads and things like that for women clothing. And men clothing is going to be more like sleek, black suits and sweaters, and everything's going to be very sleek and mature. And we're talking like, because of what's happening in our society, men are having to grow up faster, and their fashion is as well. Okay? Thank you, baby, for your compliments. We're gonna go, like I said, didn't I mention the 70s? Twiggy is giving 60s, 70s. So think radical fashion, peace and love. So we're gonna have on one end battle, military, not necessarily military, but like post-apocalyptic fashion. Very black and white, browns, neutrals. Then we have 70s style fashion, which is going to be those psychedelic colors, revolutionary colors, reds, oranges, blues. Um, Short haircuts are going to be in, tattoos, and mixing that hard with the soft. Okay, so we could be seeing tattoos and girly attire. And what I mean by that is like a lot of masculine women could be dressing more feminine, and as we move through the fashion industry, where it's not necessarily about the type of clothing. You could have a dress on but still be very masculine, so wearing a dress in a very masculine way, or using art through your clothes to express how you're feeling about what's happening in your world. So people are really going to be taking fashion and art very seriously in the future timelines. What's going to be changing is, like I said, it's going to be very clear, black and white. Either people are going to be wearing a lot of traditional standard clothing, very full on. People are going to be going back to like, what's that year of the decade? I'm trying to figure out what decade this is. Like 1940s? I feel like 1940s and 1970s are going to be highly inspirational to fashion houses like Dior, Dolce and Gabbana, and Gucci. And it could be split. We could be seeing Gucci doing more, and I don't know why I'm channeling fashion houses, but they are setting the tone for what is being influential, right? So you could see these fashion houses splitting. One going the whole revolutionary, we're going to fight the power, we're going to talk about some of these political issues, and then you're going to have some that are very black and white. Everything's going to be very political in fashion, and it's going to show. The people that are very like, we're not going to talk about what's happening in the world, okay? They're going to be going back to traditional fashion. Very long, elegant attire, black and white attire, okay, 1940s. And then we're going to be seeing other fashion houses like Gucci going a little non-traditional, bold colors that are very standout, avant-garde, and in your face. So it's going to be very refreshing to see how these fashion houses respond to political change. That's where you really see the excitement in the art and fashion, is when they start to tell a story with the clothes. It's not just boring. Okay? Now, how is the everyday person going to be dressing? How can you prepare for your budget? Especially because we see what's happening with these gas prices, darling. Okay? You gotta use your head, okay? You gotta be a little bit smart about how you're going to be resourceful, is what Spirit is saying. People are going to be more resourceful with their fashions, being more accessorizing, so pairing low and high, choosing what's in their closet, but also pairing it with new expensive pieces. We are going to see a lot of trendy headwear be a thing, okay? Trendy head pieces, hats, glasses, things that you can dress up or dress down. We could also start to see like cosplay be more of a thing in women's wear, okay? And experimentation with hair and fashion, okay? So more like bed hair and boho chic curls. What does that even mean? Boho chic curls. Like, I just woke up, I did my curls maybe 3 days ago, but they still look very fashionable, very fly. So that effortless look is going to be big in fashion, as well as like fresh out of bed. Fresh out of bed is what I'm getting. Like fresh out of bed fashion is going to be a thing. Thank you for supporting, baby. Make sure you are subscribed. Flowy dresses, like I said, there's going to be a part of fashion that is very feminine. We're going to start to see women are going to be dressing a little bit more traditional, 1940s, 1930s, 1920s, long elongated gowns like such, but more flowy materials. um, the V neckline is going to be coming back, as well as like back out dresses. Women are going to be doing more things as time changes. Okay, history is really like repeating itself, especially you know that in fashion. But as time changes and we start to see the collective rise in more unity, especially around women, women have things to do, they have places to go, and they want more functional fashion, but fashion that is also feminine. So functional feminine fashion. Oh baby, I need to point that. Yes, and we are going to see these um, disappear in tailoring and silhouettes. Functional fashion, meaning like women can still look beautiful, but it's purposeful in wherever they're going. Does that make sense? And for men, it's going to be a lot more statement wear as well. Like, men are tired of being controlled by the government. They're tired of being told how to dress, how to be, and that's going to be really reflected in their attire. We're going to start seeing more men showing their bodies, their male bods. That could be a trend that we see where men are like exposing just natural bodies. As we've seen with women, it's like love and expressed, ooh, natural bodies, that's a thing. Men are going to be going on this wave, and maybe even women are introducing this as well, where we're supporting men wearing and embracing their natural bodies. Okay, natural muscles. We're going to see muscle tees, tees with graphics on them. Just wearing things that fit your shape, and you don't have to look like the male model anymore, especially in fashion. Men are not going to be as sexualized, surprisingly, in fashion, so that they can kind of be themselves and dress a little bit more modest. So even if they're wearing a tee, it's not like you're idolizing their muscles or their physique. It's more going to be about the statement that they're wearing. Like, wow, okay, you're choosing to wear all black, or you're choosing to say something important on your shirt. Um, that's where men are going to be going with fashion and where the industry is going. They're pointing me a lot to sex not being a standout factor for men anymore. Men are kind of losing their sex appeal in fashion, not the show. Okay, and maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing. Thing is, it's becoming more so much about women that men are losing their gravitas, their transformation, their trendiness in fashion. Okay, I remember back in like 2013, 2014, it became a wave of like H&M and Zara. They started really supporting men's fashion, and I'm not really seeing in the future timelines that that's a trend anymore. I think men are going to be more casual with the way that they dress, which could lower their sex appeal. It's mainly going to be focused on the woman's body and protecting the woman's body and accentuating her physique in the most elegant ways. Let's get some more insight on men. What can men look forward to in fashion? And will it even be about gender? Can we have gender neutral? Because you can be a man and still like to dress in elegant, feminine ways. Yeah, never mind. Okay, can you get some snips and some cards that are all on the floor? We could see art internationally in our fashion, specifically Chinese fashion, could be really transforming. We could see that, especially on the runway, where I'm feeling like China is starting to get a boost in their fashion industry, and which we've never really seen in the past decades. Okay, it's always been in Milan, it's always been in Italy and Rome. It's never so much been China as a fashion house, but we're going to start to see some Chinese fashion houses explore it, as well as Japanese. But I'm really seeing Chinese fashion houses that are designing editorial pieces that can really go from the runway to real life. Um, and they're not compromising on the quality. Okay, so we're getting very affordable fashion that looks very exquisite. The detail, the construction is beautiful. Shout out to these fashion houses. They're really changing the game and inviting new players into the conversation. Okay, I don't know why we're channeling that. We're talking about men. So men are really, like I said, it's going to be very simple. Either they're going to be casual or the black and white attire. Going back to like the 1940s for how men are going to be dressing, which is like very elegant. Men are going to be changing what they're doing too. You know, we have to change what we're doing. We change how we dress. Most of the men are growing up from like the 18-year-olds to 20s, even the 30s to the 40s. And so as they're maturing their attire. Fashion as a generation is shifting to make men a little bit more intentional in the quality and style of their dress. So we're going to be seeing more slimmer tailored pieces, tailored suits, skinny ties, glasses being a thing. The smart glasses are going to be the rage. Uh, we could see slick back hair for guys. The curly hair is back in for guys. Like I said, suits. Also, nice button ups, nice slacks. I don't know. Now, some people don't like slacks, so it may not be slacks. It could be just like good quality jeans. Men are going to be going back to like simple jeans and tees, a nice button, silk button up, not silk, but maybe men are wearing silk now. This like, when men used to dress very eloquent, like they were going to a gala or something. That's what we're going to see men dressing like. Or they're going to be very casual, graphic tee and jeans, simple. Okay, I can't really. Now there are going to be those occasional men that have like those silk shirts, and that's giving Gucci to me, or Versace. That's Versace. And those individuals will like stripes, cool patterns, colorful attire. But those men know who they are. So it'll be three different buckets of men, and or masculine energy. If you're a woman and you like to dress very masculine, you could be dressing very black and white, very simple. Okay, you could be doing nice button ups with jeans and loafers. You could be dressing with graphic tees and slacks, very casual, but also elegant, that chic casual. That's what we're seeing. And then we also have that battle clothing where people are making a statement with what they're wearing. Graphic tees are going to be a really big thing in the future timelines. People making statements with what they have to say, sweaters, shirts, people designing like family crests and wearing them on their shirts, that being a little theme. Oh, didn't I say this? Button ups and jeans. Or we're going to be seeing more of that like satin, silky, flowy dresses. So that's what's really going to be on like the cover of Vogue. Models in general are going to be going back to like simple makeup, no makeup, and lips are going to be the focus. So having like no makeup on, or the appearance that you don't have no makeup, a nice bold lip, hair back, and a beautiful silk dress. Like giving the naked fashion is going to be a theme. Like internally, externally naked, where you're being very vulnerable but also covered up. And it's going to be a transformative thing in the beauty industry where they're going to be making models, and I'm not too mad about it. It's going to go back to like Parisian fashion. I'm not even going to say Parisian, but like soft, beautiful, natural. I just woke up and threw something on. luxury fashion. What do you even call that? I'm gonna call it working it style. Style that is like, oh wow, she's working it. It's effortlessly working it. Okay, and she may just have on a simple dress, darling. She may have her hair back in a little ponytail, a good skincare routine, and she's just working it. Okay, natural bodies are in. Okay, slim, petite, not necessarily petite, but like just slim, tall. Girls are back in. We're thinking like early 2000s where you couldn't really tell they had a bunch of foundation on. Lips were totally in, how you contoured your lips. The lip color was a thing. So fashion will go back to simplicity and natural beauty, natural clothing, clothing that makes a statement. What you wear is really going to express who you are, and that is really the vulnerability in the fashion industry that we're moving towards. People are going to really be saying something with the way they dress and how they do their makeup. Brands are going to be making a statement about how they want to see women change. It's going to be, beauty industry has been lying, darling. They've been lying for so long about what it really takes for a woman to embrace her femininity and her prettiness. And it does not take a lot. It really is an internal work. And when we can spend more time focusing on that internal work, we can spend less time in the mirror. And so I'm really urging, if you're a fashion designer and you're watching this, if you're part of that editorial elite, take note, baby. It's really about the energy. It's really about the frequency. And we have taught a lot of these women and young ladies that showing up requires a ton of makeup, a 50-step skincare routine, and putting 1,001 products in their hair that are not clean for ourselves or the environment. And so that shift is going to change the world. It's going to change the beauty industry and how women look at their own selves. Like, wow, like I can be more vulnerable in my fashion and in my makeup and in my hair and in the way I present myself. And that can also reflect my heart in my personality and what I present in my relationships. So fashion is art, and art is self-expression, and self-expression is a form of self-love. And so we have to do a better job of being authentic in how we show up in our fashion. So less on the makeup and more on the beauty, okay? And the beauty can look so many different ways. So accentuate your own beauty. Lips may not be your thing. Maybe it's being your clean cut appearance. Maybe it's making sure your hair is clean and fresh and your nail beds are clean and fresh, or your clothes are freshly ironed. Being intentional is going to be very important in the next timeline. It's not necessarily about the most expensive clothes, but taking care of your clothes. Okay? Like, I am so on getting a steamer. Like, it's so important to get you a little steamer, a little steaming rack, and steam your clothes. Take care of your clothes. Invest in high quality things, okay? Originality, authenticity, those things get the people going. And the more that we see these trends that Bob Dylan is predicting, you will start to see that a lot of people are choosing sides. It becomes like a political battle, right? And choose yourself. Choose your own identity. Don't try to be something you're not. If you see these trends come up and you don't want to speak on the political trends because of whatever reason, then speak about peace, you know? But either way, if you don't choose a side, that is a side within itself. And so just be honest about what it is that you're doing with your fashion. Fashion isn't what you wear, it's who you should be. Like I'm saying. Okay, so as we're talking about this message of what you are putting on, also put on internal things of like truth and honesty and realness. When you wear something that feels inauthentic, people can feel that. Baby, I'm in this dress, but this to me is like a little moo. This is like, I could go cook me a meal in this, honey. I could sit, lounge all day in this. I could do a reading in this. But most importantly, I always feel elegant in whatever I put on and however I show up. The choice of color is intentional. It makes me feel powerful, regal, abundant, luxurious. Okay, every piece of how I style, from the clip shout out to Amy J, to the earrings, to the lip choice, darling. Everything's intentional, okay? And it reflects my true authenticity. And it's a balance of femininity and masculinity, okay? I'm not just always channeling my feminine fashion, okay? I also channel my masculine fashion. So it's important that you balance and you do both, and you always find your voila moment. You always find what it is that makes you unique and stand out amongst all the trends, baby. Okay, so most importantly, don't forget your authenticity when you put on your outfits. All right, let's get another card for the collective. Ooh, leopard. Yes, I love a good leopard. Animal prints. Let's talk about animal prints. PETA, all of that is can make a comeback as we start to go into the fall. The super rich are going to set the rules on what's appropriate, what's not appropriate when it comes to animal abuse in fashion. And I just feel like you can make it without animal abuse. Okay, so that could be a huge topic of conversation, especially social media models or models in general modeling the behaviors of what is sustainability. We have to start talking about that. Fast fashion is fastly moving out of here, and we are going to start seeing these luxury brands come in. But with that comes more responsibility. Okay, and so we have to start talking about that. Ladies, what is some ethical standards that we're going to set, especially generationally? We do have different generations that are entering in different levels of the fashion industry. We have, like I said, I'm not just channeling for this next year or this year. I'm channeling for the next 10 to 20 years of fashion, right? So that's your girl here, okay? The next 10 to 20 years, we're seeing these people grow up and they're becoming more conscious consumers. The 18-year-olds, the 7-year-olds, they're going to be in their 20s and their 30s. We're even seeing my generation, the millennials, hey millennials, growing up and creating their own fashion houses and brands. So they are going to be judging how we support these brands, how we show up and sit at these brands, if we're going to even participate in their fashion shows or not. Just saying. So these brands are going to be challenged to be more ethical, more animal friendly, more intentional with their designs and their consumption, their karmic footprint. Also, the question is, what is ladylike in fashion? Gender neutrality could be going away. We're going to be seeing a clear split in like femininity in fashion. Now, it may not necessarily be like focused on gender, right? It could be focused on, that's what I'm getting, balancing of the feminine and masculine energy, but there's a distinction now in fashion. This is your feminine fashion energy. This is your masculine fashion industry. And the industry is going to be splitting up as well, is what I'm getting. That there's going to be a divide within the industry of women clothing that is feminine and women clothing that is masculine. We're going to start seeing that. And it's not necessarily about gender roles, but like the energy that people are buying into. Okay, marketing is a killer thing, right? So certain people are going to be buying into the motherly role, the mom dressing, the mom dress, the political official dresser, the boardroom dresser, right? And then there's going to be the woman that does not fit those standards. She's totally avant-garde. She's totally radical. That's going to be a marketed brand to that individual. So just be careful not to fall into the traps of some of these marketing brands who want to pin you into a group, my ladies and men. Okay? They're making men, dumbing men down and giving them less choices because men are a little overwhelmed in life. And with women, they're trying to make women choose their life based on their choice in fashion. Like if you dress this way, that means this is the type of life that you have. So things are getting very political with fashion, as they've always been historically. And it's just something to keep conscious mind of. Like I said, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but stay authentic to yourself. Okay? Don't get wrapped up in the branding of things. Make a statement with what you're wearing. Okay? Whether that is a statement of I support myself in all aspects And so that is how I'm going to show up in my appearance and my attire. Or I'm choosing to be more intentional with my time, and I want to focus on certain features of my aesthetic. Okay, fashion can be a statement, a political statement, it could be an emotional statement, it could be a healing statement. Okay, use colors, use your personality to grasp where you want to go for the next 10 to 20 years. Okay, now it doesn't have to be one brand that you support. It doesn't have to be one trend that you support. You don't have to dress for your masculine energy or your feminine energy. And you don't have to dress one way for the next 10 years, babe. You can shift every other day. But be intentional, be authentic, be real. If you enjoyed this live reading, make sure you are subscribed and you sign up for my newsletter at the link in my bio. And make sure you share this live with someone that you know would love to stay ahead of the curve. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another live reading, and I'll see you at next